Menza. Bosh. Happy Saturday. What? Good evening. I'm in update mode in the kitchen. I've got my night voice on. No shouting. Alright, so how are we? Nice to see you. See you nice. Not lots to do. I'm going to cast twice tonight. I'm going to get Matthew on in Sheffield to talk about what he wants to talk about. Update on Tesla and what else? Something to do with the Patriots Millionaires Club that I've stumbled upon of late in argumentation to tax and the elite and the percent, the 0.1% of the percent, 1% getting taxed and the proposals on that. So that's the latter part. I'm going into the chat now. Just let me load up, mute, quick. Hello, good day. I don't know if I've said 16th of November, Saturday. We have Menza, JJ in the house. Chat. The topics we're going to talk about. Get them now. I'm just going to post. There's a Twitter account for Indigo. If you haven't got that, I'm going to put that in here for you now. Please make a note. Share. Tweet, retweet. I found the millionaires. Let's find them on Twitter, and you'll locate them on the feed when I've retweeted. I've said hello, and I'd like to make contact. I'd like to do something comparable over here, not just with millionaires, but we'll use this as a base plate to leapfrog from. Horrific news stories, north, east, west, and south. I don't take pleasure in tonight's cast. That's why I'm going to break it, and then we're going to go into a positive secondary cast. I'm in the kitchen. My queen, my princess, and the queen's mum is all asleep, tucked in. I've made sure they're all warm, wrapped up, and yes, first of two casts. Update-wise, what I would like to include is the first cast. I've done a Franco Collins. I'd like to give you this video. This comes from Roman law researching, and I happened to stumble across this link again. I've posted it in a few places. I'd like to give you this if you're looking for the mighty brother from down south, in addition to Santos. If that works, that looks like a big link. All right, that's useful for you. And just bestow upon you. I have some Saturday gift, Brother Frank, from me to you. If you don't know Franco Collins, we'll do soon. What a legend. He's worked hard to find. Sorry, but Jeffrey Epstein accuser and the Prince Andrew allegations. That's one point of note I'd like to draw upon in the headline news. We'll leave this one for the second cast, but I have asked the question: if you obtained a meeting with the Chancery Master, what questions might one want to pose to them? Because I might have a telephone hearing with the Master soon, and I might want to seriously contemplate what I'm going to say to the Master during that telephone hearing at the Chancery Court. So I'm putting out there what you would speak, say, and do, and get directions for. But that'll be in the second cast. All right, we're not going to tarnish that with this. China has had the police out on the streets to protesters. Okay, fact, that won't be on your mainstream news. China is equally in trouble. We have sanctioning. What happens when NATO and the EU and places, Americas and that member nation states, they get pissed off with one another, and pardon my French, they'll sanction, they'll impose sanction. Invasions, home invasions, invaders of territory, military invasions, home invasions. You see, sanctioning. What's happening there is China is having digital AI, quantum, comparable digital communism outlaid there. They've tried to speak up and use their rights, and they've got the local militia. And when we look at this militia, you officer, Euro officer, we look at China, Hong Kong, Asia, Japan. Is there any English influence out there? Do they have a civil codified system based upon? Did a man called Chris Patton do something at Hong Kong? Is Shanghai boat harbour, owned by the busiest port, harbour port, maritime admiralty, commercial business that goes through these places? Singapore, is it? Yeah, Shanghai, did I say Singapore? Enough said. China, Asia, we love you. Wish you are taking bullets, literally standing up and not taking real ones. I believe that the rubber, no claims here, but do your own due diligence. Let me continue on. There's a story about 3 judges that have been suspended. Let me get you the link for this, and you will also use your non-Google search engine, I would like to imagine, and you would use keywords of Indiana judges suspended, drunken brawl, things like that, and you will find. I'll show you the picture. I'll show you what they look like. I don't know all of the story, but this is just an example of above the law, and looking and judging and casting of. The link is far too big for me to post. What? 1 minute. Let me give you another link. Please search that yourself. I don't have to give you the link. Try this one. This is from USA Today. I don't affiliate myself with any of the news feeds. I give you no sponsorship, no partnership. This is just information sharing, recasting of the net. So we're going to touch upon that. We're going to discuss that. I want your opinions. Have a look while I'm getting you the rest of the disgusting headlines from this week. And there's a horrible one coming up. Robot. This is CGI, all right, but it's to do with what Boston Dynamics are doing, and it's to do with what DARPA are doing. So let me just get you. This is shocking. It's war related. It's a robot AI, and it's a company's presentation about. I'm just going to leave it there. But remember, we have AI, quantum. We are all outclassed as of Google allegedly cracking the 10,000 year algorithm that would take 10,000 years for a classic, most powerful classic computer to process. Google is saying under 4 minutes they've done it. So we have technology for us to enable our better existence and life. Robots are coming into warehouses, Kiva systems, Amazons, and so forth, distribution places. So what do you do for a job? Uber drivers, when a robot comes in, and you've got your geo navigation, sat nav, censored up. So we have all this technology. And why we're pushing what we're pushing is because there will be a deficit with income. And if you're expected to go out into a battle and have a war, and there's no real war to have, then you're just going to starve through your own ignorance of sorts. And I mean that with love, a bit like the floods we've had in Anglo. They're saying that potatoes and crisps are going to go up because the floods have wiped out the potatoes. I'm like, wow, okay, you've got that video there, yet we can't feed ourselves. Work it out. Hence the millionaires, common unity, Anglo, reserve, and these ones that would put into that. Essentially, off the top of my head, I would like to think we would protect and relay information to, and they would be the first to get publications and things like that as well. We would involve them in consortium of private benefit. So get ready for lack of potatoes, potato famine. I hear what you're saying. Echoes of time on Twitter. One who does not remember history is bound to live through it again. And who said that? So robots and soldiers. You've got DARPA And you've got Boston Dynamics to look at in addition to this corridor digital promotions there for themselves. Mars, past tense, marred, M-A-R-R-E-D, past participle, marred, impair the quality or appearance of spoil. Violence marred a number of New Year's celebrations. Origin, Germanic, Old English, Merian, Dutch, Maren, Ioita, Mar, Old English, Merian, hinder, damage, of Germanic origin, probably related to Dutch, Marin, loiter. All right, so Mr. and Mrs., a leading quote by William Shakespeare. A young man married is a man that's marred. Okay, so that's my little bit of a fun play with the phonics and that. Let me see if I can get that in for you. I'm going to get to your comments and chat in a minute. Get me your feedback on the news stories that I'm giving to you. And I'll pick up on the way back round again. I've posted Brother Josh's Alpha Beta. Suffragettes, okay, the church and the state. In the 1850s, history of women in the United Kingdom from Wikipedia. Let's get this up here. This is just hilarious in itself. The concept of it, not women and rights. We love and respect you, my Omega sisters of love, intelligence and light. You are the better of the two sexes in my mind. Better bodies in the way that the DNA build, not the boys down. It's Saturday, but it's not. It's a family cast, all right. So this is just amazing what I was looking at, and I won't go into why and where, but if we are going to recognise that there was a lack of women's rights at some point, and that women and the suffragettes, the history of suffrage, suffragette movement of rights, women having rights, well, they already had rights before this public rebellion, evolution, rightfully established, and we've seen the inclusion of the female through sexism and lack of equality wanted, comparable to man. The man is the head of the family in some respects, not arrogantly, chauvinistically, but we have the man, the strength, the woman, the equal strength. The two together make the one, a whole woman, a whole man coming together. Boom! That's loving unity, and we have our areas of desired expertise. Men can stay at home and be a dad. I love it. It's brilliant. I like being a home dad. If you are a home dad and you love it, yes, mums, you can go out, you can smash bricks, you can do what you want. It's no problem. But in the grand scheme of things, women, rights, legal, you already had them, but we didn't know. We've got lost, and we've gone this way. And now they've got you into the tax loop. They've got you into the equality loop, and basically, the head of the family would be the man. In some respects, estate, when I say family, accounts estate and so forth. It doesn't have to be, but before this lineage of continuum has morphed us into the removal of the parish Bibles and the parish records of, and etc. You see, it's not good. So women, you already had your unalienable creator given rights. We didn't need mankind, the United Kingdom. You see, women weren't in the UK. So the UK had to get women in. It was already in Anglo home territory under the Most High Creator with everything you needed. All right, but we somehow, and that's the sisters, I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, this is a massive area just on its own that I could, church and state and amalgamation into the divided club of. As a useful info for you, 1836 legislation was passed that ordered, all right, so the borders and the orders of the borders, ordered the civil registration of births, marriages and deaths in England and Wales. This took effect from the 1st of July 1837. England and Wales were divided into 619 registration districts, 623 from 1851, each under the supervision of a superintendent registrar. This is just a generic Wikipedia information thing I was going for. Sometimes I don't mind going to Wikipedia for a general overview and a collection of. It helps. But when you rely on something and you want it accurate and you need it bang on, you don't use Wikipedia. All right, so don't criticize me for saying I don't use Wikipedia. I don't, but I use it for a general fishing catch, coming in, picking out, and off we go again. It's just my way. You have yours. Interesting. Look at that. Take it, use it. I'll come back to that. What else did I find that was really good? That's the Facebook SPL's posts recent that I've done updated to you. Let me post. I haven't told anybody we're live. 1 second, then I'm going to give you the post from the .com, just the updates I've done, news reports. I've got through quite a lot already, actually. I do realise I'm going well. I'm calm, I'm centered, and I'm loving the night shift environment. Lots of things to be happy and optimistic about amongst all of this calamity. All right. You'll notice the thumbnail. I just thought it was appropriate. It's a continuation of continuum of. There we go. I'm going to put it in the .com, and I'm going to read you some current news castings and stories that have caught my mince pies and shell likes over the last few days. All right, there you go. I'm shutting down the SPL's Facebook. That's done. Shared. Now to the .com. So slow. Everything's very slow. There we go. And then next is the news. I'll repeat any, sorry. It's better to have too much than not enough. There we go. All right, we're off. Got that one. Right, here we go. This one's, I don't know where this one went from Facebook. I see it's gone from Facebook. I didn't see this. This is equally as important. This should have been the first one that I wanted to share. It's from the Metro. Paparazzi, the Sea of Paper Rats. All right, so it's not one of the, it is a major one because it's out given nationally for free, but one of the more balanced major ones. If you could ever have a balanced left or right, where I'm going, Metro, working class, free on the bus. It's programming, yeah, but you know, it's all bad here. I'll shut up. That one there, right? I'm going to read you this one. This is a 2011 story that I've got to say, shout going out to a man called Roy. I may not have liked it, and I may have just gone, what? And then gone on a tangent and forgot to say, Brother Roy, bosh. A married couple driven to commit suicide by utter poverty. And the reason why I wanted to share this again is because I noticed it was from 2011, and we're in 2019, about to go into 2020 vision. If you look at that link, an army veteran and his wife appear to have committed suicide after they've become destitute and left to fall through the social services gap. Bad spelling on it. I'm not sure about all of this, but it's an old link and it's still there. So get it now because it will be disappearing as it's gone from Facebook already. Mark and Helen Mullins are thought to have killed themselves at their rundown home after being reduced to despair as they struggled to live off just £57.50 a week. This is what I've tweeted and passed on to the patriotic millionaires of the stateside consortium that have said, we're going to, use our voices and resources. So this is what I'm saying, well, we're calling in Santos and we're doing what we're doing now, because in another year or two, especially when Princess Yanka comes to 18, I dread to think what expectations and liabilities and conscriptions may be in place. So yeah, shout going out to the candle lit, that's why we've got flickering effects going on. If you're wondering what's going on, night time. The couple who suffered a series of health and benefit setbacks, sanctions, military attacks, war, had their 12-year-old daughter taken into care. They were found lying side by side, fam. Friends said they were let down by social services. I won't even comment on that. I could be there a day just on that sentence, but explaining as and why and submittance and entitlement. But Kevin, Julian from the Salvation Army said this couple was simply allowed to slip through the net with tragic consequences. We cannot allow that to happen to one. This is happening many hundreds of thousands of times a year. I you not. They just wanted support. It should have never happened. Mullins, 48, worked in the army as a PE instructor, but fell on hard times after leaving the service, admitting he struggled to cope with something on Civvy Street. The text is corrupted there for some reason. His wife, also 48, suffered from learning difficulties and was deemed unfit to look after her daughter last year. Deemed. I don't even want to. Sometimes we can interact and we can help and we can do it in a beneficial, loving way, but this is not beneficial and it won't be loving. That's why I go. They walked 10 kilometers for the pond crew, 6 miles Anglo a day to soup kitchen, collecting free vegetables to cook in a broth on the camping gas stove. They stored it in plastic bags in the shed because they didn't have a fridge in their council house. You see what I mean? This is really, and I'm going to keep calm. I'm going to keep structured. This is the hard part for me, to deliver something that's just wrong, that makes you sick, it makes you itch, and I'm just deliver it. I'm, proud of the way that I'm going to become. Mullins told a TV interview the last year. Remember, it's 11, so it'll be 010 now. The pair were living hand to mouth after struggling for 14 months to win some benefit from Mrs. Mullins. They were terrified that she was about to be sectioned, having long suffered from learning disabilities. On Thursday, whatever, in that point of time, it says last week, that wasn't last week. This is a years old story. Their bodies were found at their home in Bedworth, Warwickshire, unborn, Rugby, Warwickshire, Brownsover, Bilton, Lower Hill Morton, Rugby in itself, Dunsmore. That's me, that's where I'm from, I don't mind telling you. So that's close to where my fam and I was, first given breath, Warwickshire. The cause of death has yet to be determined, it says here. I'm going to stop there. So, has it improved? We're in 2019. What was that, 8 years ago? Disgusting, absolutely. We allow it to ourselves. Jeremy Corbyn. I've got a documentary called The Great Hack. Try and find this if you wouldn't mind. I have got it downloaded. It's about the Cambridge Analytica, and I believe in there we've got Corbyn on video doing deals. I might put it on a little clip. I might exit that bit out. And if you're thinking of attacking me, they're all externally backed up and distributed elsewhere and given a little label on them of situation Babylon hostile. Should anything be untoward, then they will go elsewhere. So they're already gone and out. And in that documentary, I just can't believe the things that are there, and what's alleged and whom and what. So, to that married couple and anyone that knows them and related, I've said names, I've involved something. I'd like to take a minute just to think. And you can comment, do you? And I'll just be quiet. And I'm just going to have a chat with the universe and say, I've done what you told me to. Now what do we do? I'm not doing a minute. I'm taking a moment. That's like a minute to me in terms at this moment. Peace and love to that family, all that was affected, all that are in food banks, all in sanctioning austerity. I'm not going to talk about Prince Andrew, it's negative energy. I'm going to let you do that. I refuse to immerse myself in all of this. There's an explosive documentary airing in the UK, I think Monday night, Moon Day night, including claims the pair had interactions with 9 young girls on somebody's private island. I'm being very political here because the constrictions on channels and stuff are very, very tight, and they've just been updated. I want to use other words, but it's good training for me, all right? I'm training myself. You can put the words in yourself and be careful what you type because this is a family show and I don't want any gratuitous things. If I put it's for over 18, things happen and I can't be asked with it. So we just be nice. And I've said one swear word. I've apologised for that. But, you know, to a certain extent, when you turn on the box and you know it's there's lots of things there that are more offensive to the soul and sinful than what I've done here. All right. So when you're judging me and you're doing that, not you, scribes and clansmen, but the others, the legal devil's agent area, just consider. So yeah, that's a link I've shared. I'll give you the link what I've got where that's come from. I'm obliged to because I'm sharing and I can't do what the rest do and filter stop you getting. That's just one independent link. You can do your own searching. That's what I've seen and shared. That's as much as I immerse myself in it. There's you out there that can cope with this and do this, and you can take that energy, you can immerse yourself in that vampiristic, negative, dirty, sinful, everything wrong. So let me leave that with you, and you can get back to me on that. Oh, I see. Right, we've got a feed issue on. Put Baron Green back on. A little thumbnail I've got of the green toad man from Danger Mouse. That story about the judges on the .com. Next Saturday. Look at this. Next Saturday. With a bit of luck, maybe myself, Josh, Karen, Santos. No particular order there. But what I've proposed to do through the lineage and continuum, I've got an update with Brother Santos, a couple of Skype chats, and yes, he's agreed. And there is Charlie in the wings. I'm going to email everybody. I need to email tonight because it'll be up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll do all my notifications and messages. We have publications and we have Josh's abilities and mono-sibyllic. That's what Santos called it, a mono-sibyllic. So syllables are in your word. Mono has two. Syllable, syllabic, sibyllic, sibyllic 3, sibyllic. It's how you spell it. It's synonymous. That's another one of my favourite words. But we're going to have a chat about pre-Christian. You all will have seen what we've proposed there. So as we go to the High Court, the Chancery Masters, and etc., we have these testaments and proclamations, and we're going to now have to correlate and converge all into a singular point of reference of why it's not all for nothing. I do believe we found the codes. Josh has got some codes. Santos has got a lot of codes and languages, lineages and histories and families and sciences. I've done what I've done for the last 2002, so I reckon about 2002, 19, so 17 years, but 7 intensively, 2015 extra intensively, leads the last 4 years leading up to the right for us to get together, have a chat and share our proposed discovery. That's all it is. We're not challenging anyone's religion, not challenging anyone's faith. All we're doing is saying December's coming up. We're all going to be celebrating the season of goodwill to man, and we might, if we're lucky, get a week of niceness, politically, financially, fiat economy, and Brexit, potatoes, food, energy, everything else is just sliding down the pan. I know, man, and I know Matthew is, and some of you that won't allow themselves to have too much happiness now, and too much luxury, because while we're in this pandemic, we'll call it pandemonic epidemic. It's not all that pan's bad, but the labyrinth of pan itself, um, and associatedness with that. We have a responsibility. Feed the world. Do they know it's Christmas time? Well, never mind. Do they know it's Christmas time? We know it's Christmas time, but what is Christmas? What is the Xmas? And that's what we're going to be, hopefully, over 4 podcasts, hangouts, and these will be offline for now, I think, until we get to, in a position where we can then come back. I would like to ask if we could get Santos to preview the premiere when we do it with Sun and Moon, or Unscrambled, I think both. So stand by for that. This is in December, but obviously next Saturday will be the first. We'll call it like the preface. I don't expect too much because it's going to take a bit of time, and it will be subject to some correction, years, maybe here or there. Just bear with. It's not a be all and end all. It's the start of a continuum laid out, and also calling in for backup in light of these stories, what I've said, how we are, the time of year. And if any of you, like me, are sick of "It's Christmas," and please, just all of it, the amount of the consumers that's happening, plastics and foils and gluttony, the 7 sins, while the rest of the world, China's being shot at, and we've got starvation, flooding, famine, and we can sit here because we export and import with our ministers and lobbyists and everything, and we're fine. No, we're not fine. Some years, and I do believe restrictions will be greater. The Santos can come over, and the opinion for me is, we're not going to save you all. We're not going to save the world. It isn't our job, duty, or responsibility. It was a nice, sentiment, like Christianity. Very, very great theory, but you go outside, there's not much men of God, men of the realm, Christianity, faith, or anything, so we realise it's you, it's your conscience, your heart, your gut feeling. You protect yourself. Those that can will exodus from this, misery, pestilence, suffrage, allowance of unfair and non-equitable treatment in the public civil liabilities and duties as the sinner, and as they put it, their club, their things. We're just going to straighten it out so we find the pathway back. And that's why we will have an initial 2-hour cast. We may, if we're lucky, have Josh in the wings scribbling away, and then later we'll call in Charlie. I'm going to go and see Charlie and go that way in good time. That will be done tonight. Emails respond to messages, notifications. So yes, there's some more stuff, but we're going to wait for Matthew on the second cast. I am mixed up, as you can tell. I'm not too like myself, and going on to the night shift, submitting my person to go into battle knowingly this time, creating more instruments and bonds and contracts and agreements even, and the agency. So I would just like to give a shout out to, I can't say because I'll get told off because of Pol IC and the orders, the borders that I have to recognise with public and private. Private capacity on a public cast talking about a commercial entity will not go well. So I just want to say to all those that have I've gone back to the place of which I used to be some years ago as an agency man, and I used to be a manager. So it's quite hilarious that I go back with no ego, and if anybody wants to laugh at a former manager now going back as an agency man, they can do. That's fine. And that's management of ego. Only 1 or 2 have laughed out of about 100 that I've met. And agency night shift. And if you can get some various training, truck licenses and so forth, you can be on £10.70, remuneration for your hours of life that you'll never get back. And this £10.70, and cut it, if you was to do it over a full year, and what I was to reap his benefits. Reap, yes. It's not. It's only a few hundred different to a manager's salaried wage to an agency driver on night. I know you have to do the nights to get the extra premium and get on a machinery to get extra money, but with that and the comparison, you're not far off. And with the manager's job, it's too much. As a lot of you can appreciate, stressful, robotic machines and sums and spreadsheets and key performance indicators and, putting your hand up to go to the toilet and being monitored for every minute. It's, that's another thing. When you clock into work and you might be late by a minute, they take a full 15 off you. That needs changing straight away. I'd like to say to the future upcoming Anglo Millionaires Support Consortium, the first thing we start doing is legislation for the working class, and because they're not all going to go to the private and do what we do. So it needs somebody to step out and also manage the public realm. I wouldn't like to think that if you all got some kind of way to exit an exodus and go to the kingdom of heaven, that you'd come back. Now you're protected and looked after, and start reinvesting back into where you took from. So the millionaires are saying that they've used American land, American energy companies, American police services, American taxing services, banks and infrastructure, internet. So they're giving back that way. So again, it's not America leading, but it's just a brilliant idea that we've mentioned a few times with the community. All right. So yeah, I'm very excited. Technology can be used in a very, very good way. I didn't mention this one in addition to this come from a video that was on Sun and Moon about birth certificates. On the post you a link, or it was on Unscrambled. Patricia and Karen Bosch. Child custody before 1839. After divorce, this was another bit of the suffragettes type research and women's rights that I stumbled across. Women's after divorce, decree nisi, rich women lost control of their children, as those children would continue in the family unit. Dad's ears up, with the father as the head of the household. This is where my language come from earlier when I was talking about I didn't realise that. Look at that. So here we go. And who continued to be responsible for them. That's how it was. 1839, remember. Caroline Norton was one such woman. Her personal tragedy, where she was denied access to her 3 sons after a divorce, led her to a life of intense campaigning, which successfully led to the passing of the Custody of Infants Act 1839, UK, Anglo, United Kingdom, and then introduced the Tender Years Doctrine. What? Tender, like when you're at a shop and you tender payment. What that tender? Tender Years Doctrine for child custody arrangement 53, 54, 55, 56 in brackets. The Act gave women for the first time a right to their children and gave some discretion to the judge in a child custody case. Under this doctrine, the Act also established a presumption of maternal custody. These are dangerous areas to be in. This is not good. Presumption of maternal custody for children under the age of 7 years. And we continue. Sun and Moon, Samfu, we love you. This is from that video that I'm going to post you in a minute. It's just, bless the fam, bless us all. 7 years, maintaining the responsibility for financial support to the father, 53 in brackets. In 1873, due to additional pressure from women, the Parliament extended the presumption of material custody until a child reached 16, brackets 57, 58. The doctrine spread in many states of the world. Because of the British Empire, 55. No, not at all. Because of the Romanus Pontifex and the leading bullet. Calm. I'm going to let myself down. Doing well. And here's your link. My lovely fam, initiates, scribes, herbalists, sovereigns, stardust, dances in the light, the soute. Boom. There you go. Have a look at that. That's yeah, history of women. What? No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Oh, ignore that link. Ignore that link. I'm tired. Oh, it is history of. Oh, it is still from that same link. I'll give it you already. Then you further down, expand on it, and you'll find child custody. Custody in itself. Custody desk. Custody sergeant. Suite. Custody suites. I think we're done. Kevin and I are going to have a hangout soon. I've got to get my rota, and I have every Saturday off. Next Saturday is Santos. It will be in the week via the .com. It will be an unlisted cast. You won't all be privy to this. We are being forced to proceed in the private or to be shot down and taken down the same road as Able Danger, basically. I'm not saying Field, Able, and all this lot is suspicious or dodgy. All I'm saying is, have you seen, have you heard, look what's happening and why, and we're investigating. So Kevin, you do not need to apologise for anything. I'll be general here because I'm reading from the .com, but we're going to do a Q&A, answer queries and questions and issues. He's got another document and some updates to give you. Fight against these criminal and demonic forces. We will cover everything we can, and anything you throw at us and him, basically. I don't claim that he does, and he's got, so I'm there for backup and mediation to the best of his and our abilities. We're not masters and experts in. We hope you will be getting involved and join us. Apologies again for the absences. It's because I said the other day we need to build up for anybody who has got wins and successes and turnarounds with sanctions, payments, money, housing, crises, all this. Then if you've had successes and you do it and you're already doing it, we'd like to say hello to you, or for you to say hello to us, whilst Kevin is taking time to heal. I have no experience in, so I'm not going to be able to tell anybody anything other than general things like paraphrasing, whereas Kevin is a legend, he's a living hero, he's got a lot of knowledge, he's done a lot of good. So is Graham. Yes, I remembered before. So this is the thing, building it up, expanding, sharing, and thank you, Kev. And we wasn't having a go. You are a living legend, and you always will be. But we have a hole, and we need to build it up in all areas, not just benefits and this one. So yeah, that's nice that we're going to do that, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you now. He says I'm going to get my small board out. Oh, I don't. It's been a while since I've had to do this. Look, plan for bloody rotas. It might be on a Tuesday. I'll send Kev a copy of this. Or it might be on a Wednesday. And Saturday next will be in Samfu or unscrambled, however it's done. I think we're there now. I think that's it. I told you it was a random one. I'm going to go back to your comments, and then we're getting Matthew. We're going to recast. And then I'm doing emails. Thanks, Kev. You're a living ledge. We love you. That's it. We're done. Thank you. Take those links. Enjoy them. In the room. Wow, we're busy. There is 16, 18, isn't it? 16 in. There's a lot of cheered. Thank you, Menza. Jones. He bows too, Menza, man. Look at that. Your reputation precedes you. JJ is bowed to your brother. Lisa, I see you. Hello, sister. Why? NG, how are we doing? Sounds a bit low. All right, sorry about that, but I am on night mode. That's why I'm trying to whisper. Perhaps I should have held it here then. Sometimes I do a little cheeky pinch. So it should sit by my mouth. Sorry. Now I've made you all jump. Sorry. Only 20 to 12. Turn up the speakers. Turn up the bass. Sound very low. Oh, sorry. Wow. Probably missed it all then. I'm going to continue as I was because you've all got used to it and adjusted. So sorry. Thanks, Menza. Louder. Sorry. You're not used to being this first quiet cat. So next time I will make sure you can hear me. Remain calm. It's all to be improved. I'm sure you'll get the info. I'll give you the link. So sorry about that, fam. But proper mic. Yes, I hear you saying that would help. Fly is buzzing. What's happened? Have you been sprayed? Someone fly sprayed you? Did you fly into one of those blue lights? And they... Sorry. Good to hear. Yes, quit. I'm going to ignore JJ's comments. I don't know what that's about. Random. Lisa's got snowfall tending the what? Not child or money, is it? Tending the stove and telling my old dog to quit snoring. Oh, bless. Ah, well done to fly. Well done. Harmony has been restored. Go, working the way down. Many CEOs fleeing ship now. It's been good. Yes, we see they are indeed. They're stepping out of office. That robot boats like me. Oh, bless you. I was the same, JJ. Laugh or cry at that video. I didn't tell everybody. It was I was quite cheeky how I posted that. I just let them decide for themselves and let them use their discovery and read through the comments and look at the channel's name and then realise and go, oh, it's not that bad. But then what I did is I posted Boston Dynamics Parkour and the dog, and then I posted an 8-hour video of an 8-hour video. He says of this DARPA stuff. Oh no, my mentor. And I even shared it with our Yankees, says he, I'll have a look at these. The orange and black jihadi John styling. Notice that, did you, Fab? Didn't you need to use that? Why did he use orange and black? Why is it done in such a graphic way as that was done? Do we have technology and robots and whatnot? Yes, we do. Did we have some field in England testing with guns, robots in the field? I believe we might have. Didn't China, Asia, Japan have some scientists shot in the lab with robots with guns? Just released new Terminator, haven't they? Wait a minute. DARPA Robotics Challenge 2015 program, day one. See if you can cope with this. I haven't watched it all. I don't know what it all contains. I'll just skim through it. Be rude not to share this 8 hours, 28 minutes, and 11-second blast with you. Oh no, I'm going to lose me here where I am. Maybe I won't. No, we're good. Legal against lawful reasons. Oh, that's me. Cat, hello there. Meow meow. Cat Ness. Loch Ness cat. Can we call you Loch? Much love. Love back at ya. Thank you, Menzo Portal. Reminds me of Chappie, that video. Oh, well said. Yeah, Chappie. Yeah, sorry. Miss somebody. Andy, easy. There we go. Andy, let's, right, afterwards we're getting blue spanners. Whoever hangs around, you're all getting blue spanners. It's about time. Yeah, sorry. 1 minute. Read the rest of your comments. Yes, Andy. Greg's. Wow. So the CEOs are stepping out everywhere. Yes, they are. But CEOs, such as the CEO of Greg's, he's become a vegan after watching a documentary about animals. I hope it was Dominion. Please search YouTube at your leisure for a video that I've brought to you before. It will make you sick. It will make you feel sick. It will probably make you cry, and it's got murderous, horrific torture of animals on it. I have another one that's called Meat in the top 100 documentaries. Dominion and Meat, are in there somewhere for the animals, for a shout out to the animals. Um, and so Greg's is now happy to say there's a vegan sausage roll instead of that, as well as that sausage, I believe, the pink slime sausage one. Ugh. Um, yeah, there's a vegan one, a sausage, best-selling sausage, probably his best brand range seller. He's become vegan after watching that documentary. And I was telling Matt from Sheffield, like being sarcastic and stuff, and his first comment was, I wonder if he's going to put that vegan sausage next to the dead chicken, barbecue, baked beans, sausage, and pig wrap. Or has he made everything vegan in the Greg's chain? And is he going to? And I says, I don't know. We'll find out. So whilst I'm going away and coming back with Matt about 12:15, you can look at that one as well. Andy Greg's, boom, we made it happen by turning up. Another one that just, yeah, the animals are asking us to help them. All right, the trees, the plants, the animals, the children are coming out and protest. It's got beyond now, beyond. So we have this Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. What happened to the mother? Why is she left out? Yes, what happened to the mother? Where is she? Mother Earth, Mother of Jesus, and women. They are so left out of everything. They are the other half, a whole woman and whole man together. Women's bodies are stronger than men's. In fact, genetically, not obviously lifting barbells and stuff, but we've gone too far with equality. Women, we want you back as we was. We want to non-sexually have you, as a home, not sexually, but sexually and oppressive and chauvinistic. We want you back, protected, or the man back. The woman can go out, but we need to recognise what has happened and why, and the lack of the women in the Bibles, the 66 books of the Bibles, the books that are left out, the Gospel of Thomas and the women. And this is where we'll go with Santos in about number 3 or 4. Charlie, Santos, Josh, sorry, but oof, loads to go on. Yes, you're on the button there, Quinn. We need the women now. Men are just too much of a, lateral. Me needing emotional intelligence. I'm very astute in many areas, but in the most basic human ones, I'm lacking massively. And it's like, wow, as we each and all would be, but the women, they're very they're very well rounded, able to keep calm, lateral thinking. Yes, they're emotional, and they think with the heart. But, witches. They got accused of being witches. Oh my days! The things that they've been through, the persecution. They even had to allegedly mine gold. We go back antiquities. It wasn't. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We'll see. Shout going out to those in antiquities. It's very interesting. So, honoured to take one on behalf of the doggy. Thank you, Mint. I don't know what that means. FPV top info there. What's this? Is FPV in the house? First person viewer and the APM Alpha Papa Mikey, the Advanced Particle Matrix team, Mother's Tricks, Tricks. Remember what Josh says about that, and the sarcophaguses. I don't think them big 9-ton and heavier granite inner tombs of casings of such things had pharaohs in them, and maybe have such what they've brought out. It's the Kurdish sheep farmer kicking a stone, accidentally stumbling upon Göbekli Tepe, and now the 5,000 years. Oh yes, the Earth's only 5,000 years old, and this, that, the other. Academics, we've got it all right. Yes, okay. 12,000 years. These big guys that were making these giant, bigger, other types of mankind. Maybe they built that boat that got stuck up on that hill that they're saying is the, yes, there's no history before Jesus. Everything before zero is just completely absolute savagery. There was nothing. There was cavemen. There was bogey picking and such things as. They even changed the hair style and things. And from what I've found, not can't claim that, but gone on a tangent there. The historical timeline, once you start digging, it's something that's unfathomable to some extent, I found. I replied to a tweet earlier about do we live in a holographic universe, and I had to, what did I put now? I had to go into a little bit of fractionalized, fragmented, holographic, fractionalized light matter frequency radiation. It was truly a 10-minute answer. Some mum's energy, female energy, toroidal, what we can look at with negative, positive, polarity, laws, cause and effect, this kind of thing. The negative and positive ports, male and female, is used a lot, so we need to balance that back out in essence, is what we'd like to try to see. Hello to the 21. I'm looking for new names. I'm scanning comments. We're shutting down. We're having a 20-minute intermission for snacks and whatever you need, hot chocolates and cigarettes, and then we'll come back with Matthew from Sheffield, and we're going to put an 18 one on this. He likes what he says. He says what he likes, and I like how he is. You know, with that, I'll forewarn everybody. It will be explicit, and he's on point. He's got a lot to say. He's going to bring you what's an update with Tez. Nonna, when you catch this, I've got some stuff for send up to Scotland, some silver water for you that's going in the post. So get ready for some energy from Sheffield coming up. Yes, JJ. That's it. That's what I would say about history and remembering history. I've got lost here. I've just jumped a bit. Oh, yes, man. The totes amaze balls. This Love Island and things like that now. It's like, wow, what I've seen, like the girls skipping through the TV with the mum earlier. I was disturbed, very much disturbed. I said to, even family mate Yanka's coming up to me now with stuff that we found out at the age of 30 onwards, and she's 12. I point that way because she always comes through that door to come in and say, "Hey, Dad, is it true that? Why is it that I don't understand?" And I'm like, "Wow, she's 12 and she's got things I didn't find out till I was 30." And I'm like, "Well, that's really bad then, because they're troubled with things that I was troubled with at 30, the age of 12, which they don't need anxiety, stress, and confusion." Fractured psyche. I'm afraid that I'm seeing things from her that she's very astute, caring, delicate, like your daughters and sons are. She's not the only one, but I'm really worried about her, and how she's picking up on this, asking me about space, asking me. She thinks I know everything, bless her. I'm like, no, please. You've done lots of videos. You have lots of friends. You can ask them everything. I'm like, no, Yanka. If only. Yeah. So if you've got young ones like that, give me a shout. It's good they've got that, but it's not good that they haven't got a pathway to challenge it. If it's left just turning and unanswered, then it will do damage. Fracture the psyche. Rogan is now banned from Scotland fly. When he puts the kilt on, he disappears. Don't know what he's doing in there, mate, while I'm at it. Owen Benjamin's banned as well. It's a nice one, Quinn. Tenfold, Button Moon. Oh, yeah, Baron Greenback thing. Johnny Briggs. Arita. And what was the dog called on Johnny Briggs? What was that dog called? I'm not going to tell you. Begins with an R and ends with an E. Absolutely insane. What's that? Oh, Nose Yahoo, Primal, something. All right, okay. Bandfly. Pie Man, did I see? How we doing? Mad's in the house. Speaking of Mad, Inspector Gadget. I'll get you next time, Gadget. With a fist. And the cat. Oh. Sorry. Come on, let's get going. I've got to get Matthew and have a break, and then go back. Are we all good? Anything? See gold and silver slipping. Wow, it's going down again. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. They're going to capitalize. It's going to rocket massively high when I reckon the Deutsche Bank and the December festive time, bestowment, Merry January all. And that's why we're going to do what we're doing and ask for interaction. Take note and bring to you other options. What's going on here? 700 up for what's going on or what we're talking about here. And wrongful arrest, yet we know it's a clear case agenda here. That's right. I don't make claim about anything. Who was he? He wasn't convicted. He was handed 700 for wrongful arrest, yet we know. Yeah, what? Who? Where? Well, I must have been caught. That's why I'm saying we don't even. I'll be arrested. It doesn't mean I'm a bad man. I'm a criminal. I've done nothing, but they'll take me. Get him, Jerematria. I'm trying to get Sister Karen to say Jeremita. It is a bit of a mouthful, and I'm not offended that it takes a bit of a while to say, and it's funny. My calling, family calling, as it is. We're at easier soldiers, remember. Big Project had a good scream on. Hey, Rex Bear, how the heck are you doing? Oh, goddamn. Good energy, isn't it? How the heck are you doing? Such an energy. That's a good podcast, a good energy, good flow. Bit out there, though. It's just nice to go in it for a bounce across. Okay. The real teachings of Jesus. Nice one, then, that I will be looking at that maybe later. And new school, 22 million to build. PPI cost taxpayers 100 million. Lies empty in Liverpool. What? Really? Shut up. It's empty in Liverpool. That's if there is an empty school in Liverpool that's public like that, then there's things we can do to make that into an office if it's no longer being used and not into effect, and it's been public purse built. There is notices we could look at. I wondered the doctrine of is that a real sugar? Wow, okay, noted. Menza coming back to. We'll take that. I'll have that, and we'll do the procedure. And when it's done, then you know how it is. Merry, merry January base camp. We'll meet the millionaires there for the Anglo, and Birmingham, Leicester, Nottingham, London, Manchester, Scotland. I know it's a bit far from north, but if you've got that much coin, you can get yourself on a train in a few hours, couldn't you? And come and meet. So and we could properly possession is 9/10, blah blah blah. How much do you want for it? 100 million. We said what? Oh, we'll give you a tenner. Come on, Menza. Respect. Much like Andy Greggs, and they seem tedious. It seems random. That's how life works. That's how the Kurdish goat farmer, sheep farmer, I'm not sure what animal, kicked that stone and went, what? Let's have a dig. Let's have a dig. So yeah, mighty, trees grow from little acorns. All right, John Lennon. If you're in Liverpool, can you get us some more info on that? Or any city, not just Liverpool, any city that's got a public decommissioned taxpayer, buildings there that could be, what's the word, liberated via some kind of performance and notices, not just going in and saying it's ours now. Squatters' rights, possessions, 9/10, etc. Remember what happened there in the back with the era of our swampy. See you later, Black. Off we go. Cat. Boy on the wall. Channel, check out all of it. Thinking. Get ready to wrap up. We're following you, Black Cat. All right. We're going to be back soon. Button Moon video 2. He says it was. Whoa. What was that, Quinn? Back to Quinn. Come on. Give me Quinn. Duck. What was you saying about Romney? Where's that from? It's not playing nice tonight, this. Story running Bible from Genesis. Yes, there are indeed, Quinn. Hello to Dom. Right, I'm in the wrong place. Alegna. All right, I didn't see you, so hello, thank you. I'm looking for Quinn's comment about Romney. Is it disappeared? What was? Wow. 24. All right, you're very fast tonight. Scribes, you are hard to keep up with. Tiny eyes. You are the best though. Remember that. You are the number one. TM. Can't even say that live. Yes, fam. He's give the fist bump and a heart to all the new ones that have joined. Happy Saturday. We're coming back in a minute. Might have to rewind this one while we're on the intermission and get caught up, and then you'll understand horrific stories of the news coming through. Your fingers in. Nice one, Menza. Thank you for the sound engineer back up there. You are a diamond geezer. You are a true diamond. I've lost Quinn's comment about that. I was going to say I probably agree with that, but there you go. Something's happening to the chat. What's going on? All spanners. That's right. You're all getting spanners. Hang about. Don't send in messages going, Dave's giving out spanners. Get on the chat. Let's get the spanners out and then I might see Quinn's post. Thank you. If you don't want a spanner, tell me now and you won't have one. Right. Get your earphones in. It's night time. I'm meditating and I'm now calm. So calmer, sorry to say. I'm not now calm. Calmer. So back to Quinn. Dom, here we go. Mad Goats from Rochdale. Thank you for the backup and support in advance as well. We are needing it. There's that Alan in the house. Aye, aye. Anyone with surname White got called Chalky back in the day? Oh, wow, yeah, what was that? This is England. Chalky is a character in there, is it not? Just to prove that point. Yes, Menza. Chalky, racial, that's a Love Thy Neighbour, Sambos, Nick Nog, stuff like that from the BBC. They're not my words, I apologise. The young ones really need healing on a soul. Alpha Phoenix, I like that screen name. Gosh. Welcome to the moderation team. There you look. Alan, let's go. Blow that trumpet, I'm going to sleep. Good night. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Alan. Blessings to you under the circumstances. Live on cast, and he walked in and found his dear old mum no longer with us, so not often I'm lost for words and don't know what to say, but sorted it out best we could. We give him a chat. Hello and what SCH, here we go. I'm getting blue. Boom. There we go. Thank you in advance to all. Celine Manchester, I believe you have. What else is there? We're gonna get busy. I need backup when we're getting busy and if we get a few hundreds to coming in, and when I go later, then I need some of you to be online. If you're not, then I'm having accounts being attacked and hacked, and I've had to do such encryptions. I can't even tell you, but it takes 5 minutes to get into anywhere for me these days. And I've had emails telling me that there was 7 million attacks on the .com one morning. And that's right, AI quantum attack now. We're outnumbered with the this quantum technology that I mentioned on that video that Sister Karen's put on Unscrambled. We should all have that quantum computing technology. It shouldn't be coveted by the government and put into AI algorithmic, weaponized military, machines of. No, that's not good. I feel sick with what's about to happen. So we should have that technology. Tesla tried to give it us. Hi man, you're in blue. Oh god, bluing you up. Dom, bluing you up. So yeah, disgusting. We don't stand a chance. Technologically wise, as of this point, we're all doomed. Everything's doomed. So we all need this quantum um, equitable technology. And if we can't have it, we've got a problem. None of us, Ubuntu, but not saying now after the claims that Credo, much was said about with David Icke for Michael Tellinger, that Ubuntu is not good for one, it's not good for all. Yeah, so you've got a spanner pie, man. You're done. That's it. It's love, it's equality. You attack me, you attack yourself. So, and I'm sure you lot will back up anybody that plays any silly games, and you'll have a word, won't you? I'm sure. Spectrum 48K brain, I like that. You are number 6. The free man. Yeah. That's it, bye man. Respect. Info, that's all we're all interested in. I didn't see twins. And then just the fear bit, yes, I don't like it, mate. I found you. Always done in a dark way, mate. Yes, that's it. I'm amateur, but we see eye to eye, literally, and I'm happy to talk and say that. Here we go. I've got you. We can play both sides, but uses accredited birth cert and government notice for his goods. Isn't that defeating the purpose? Well, notice there. No, controlling the credit in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to lay out the process that isn't laid out yet, but there is a desired, principled way of which you would be in, and sometimes gets a bit what you can't play both sides. You're either in the public or you're in the private. That's right. But uses creditor birth and government notaries for his goods that is defeating the purpose. Government notaries, treasury endorsement, government notaries. Now, I'm not going to get that now, shutting down with court up, but I'll get you all glued and we'll talk about that another time. I hear what you're saying and I know what you're saying. Right, we're good. If you haven't got a blue spanner, you'll get one on the next cast. If you could kindly consider a thumb up, subscription. You're not sub anything, but you know what it is. Notifications, sharing. Thank you for 0 thumbs down. What in this world has made it to get a spanner? Boom. If you don't want one, let me know and I'll take it off you on the next cast. Remove it. Rescind. Thank you, what? Alan is having a laugh. Yes, indeed. Good. Need earphones for this one. Quiet Dave. Yes, you do. Get your earphones in. I might. I'll check everything. We're coming back. Quick map then. Let's get a 20-minute break. And we're having a Saturday late night chinwag. Headline stories. Vocal mashup and update. Globally, fam has been done. Lots of love. Ciao, Bello. See you in about 20 minutes. And thanks. Yeah, that's everything we need to do. Thanks and love. All right. Stay there.